Isn't it weird that we have to have permission to have our own pets? Well, many vegans argue that we shouldn't have pets at all. Most people, even vegans, still see pet guardianship as acceptable and even a good thing. So if so many people see pet ownership as such a positive thing, why isn't it solely our choice whether we get to have pets in all our places or not? Many landlords have either bans or rules, or worse, fees for pets in your home. When thinking about this dilemma, one may first come to a pretty logical conclusion. Pets destroy stuff. The landlords don't want to deal with stuff getting destroyed. However, on further consideration, this doesn't make any sense. If your pet destroys something, won't you just have to pay for it? Like, if you personally punched a hole in the wall, does that responsibility fall on the landlord to deal with? No, it falls on you, the owner who punched the hole in the wall. So this makes the pets are destructive argument weak and senseless. Instead, you might come to a better logical conclusion. Pets are noisy. They disturb the peace. But hold on. Not all pets are noisy. In fact, out of all the animals you can legally own and probably financially afford, dogs are pretty much the only pet that really cause noise concerns for the neighbors. I've never heard of anyone complain about a neighbor's parrot. Have you? Okay, so rules or bans on dogs are arguable, and they do make logical sense. But a fee? How is a fee going to keep the dog quiet? Also, why are there rules on almost every other animal? Third conclusion. In my opinion, this is the most logical conclusion. Considering the other points of logic, and when you cross-reference everything and you calculate it all, you come to the conclusion that landlords are invading your privacy. They sneak into your home while you're gone. They have the keys anyway, so it would be easier for them. In this conclusion, it makes sense when you consider that landlords who are snooping and violating human rights don't want to deal with a scary dog or an angry cat. They want to snoop around, they want to go through underwear drawers, get your snacks, look through your computer files. Have you ever had any jewelry go missing or get misplaced and suddenly you can never find it again? It never shows back up? So when it comes to pet rules that don't include dogs and don't include fees, the most logical conclusion is that the landlord is planning on violating your privacy, your human right. However, when the rules include fees, they probably just want to make an extra buck off of you. Still messed up, but better. In conclusion, don't trust landlords that have pet bans on anything quiet, but pet bans on dogs are arguable. If your stuff gets destroyed, it's on you to fix it and pay for it. If they damage the walls or something, it's your pet damaging the walls. You gotta fix it, you gotta pay for it. That's responsibility. That's being an adult. If your pet is noisy, either they just won't allow noisy pets, or they'll talk to you about it. Like, they're not, maybe the cops might show up one day because your dog's being too loud all the time. But something's gonna happen, So, the most logical conclusion is that they're planning on sneaking and snooping through your stuff. That really is the most logical conclusion. And they might even be planning on stealing things from you, and they might have already done this to people before, and they might, be doing it to your neighbors too. So the best thing you could do, don't rent from people with pet bans, unless those pet bans are on dogs or other really noisy animals. And really, you should try not to rent from people who have fees on animals too, because that still doesn't make any sense. They're not recuperating any losses. So, unless you have no other option, I would say just Try to find another place.